Today we will be talking about Polles intervertebral disc. Polles intervertebral disc is a very common problem we often encounter in OPD day-to-day practice. And is mostly seen two parts. One is cervical spine, one is lumbar spine. Today, of course, we will be talking mostly on the lumbar area. Lumbar area. And why? Anybody who can tell me why it is more in cervical spine and lumbar spine? Because no, not canal. It is the mobility. It is mobility because the thoracic spine is relatively stable, but the cervical spine is more mobile. Lumbar spine equally is more mobile. So that is why more mobility you have to pay for it also. That is why you will find more problem related to discs is commonly seen in the cervical spine and lumbar spine. That is one point. Number 2 point is it is one of the commonest problem in the backache and the cervical spine pain. Now, people who are coming to OPD with neck pain and another problem is the backache. In young generation particularly, it is mostly related to discs. Lumbosacral sprain or ligamentous sprains and the muscle sprain is one of the most commonest cause of backache. And then you have the PID problem. And PID mostly seen in the cervical spine and the lumbar spine. These are two things. One. Number 2, again you find not all the part of the lumbar spine is commonly involved. It is mostly the lower part. Why so? You find the pelvis is very stable. And the more mobility is taking in the junctional area. And that is why you will find L4, L5, L5, S1 are more commonly involved. 1 point. Number 2, again in cervical spine you will find 5, 6, 6, 7. These are the common side. Followed by 4, 5. So commonly you 5, 6, 6, 7, then 4, 5. These are reasons. Because these are the area where there is more mobility, more stress, more strain. That is why disc problem is more common. Next. So as I already have discussed, this thing you do not have any confusion. You must have a clear concept. What we are talking about the discs, what are the consequences, and then it is all related to anatomy. You must have a clear picture about the anatomy. There should not have any confusion about it. Then what is weight? As you know, you have the anterolongitudinal ligament here, you have the posterior longitudinal ligament here, you have the interspinous ligament here, supraspinous ligament, and in between we have the ligamentum flavum, which is yellowish in color. On posterior side, we have already discussed there. One cannot have any sort of your confusion about it. The various bony parts, body, pedicle, spinous process, superior articular process, inferior articular process, then lamina and pedicle. There should not have any confusion in it. One cannot have any confusion. You must have a vivid picture in your mind. What we are talking, you have to have a very clear picture. What is weight? Where is the interlocutable ligament, posterior ligament, etc. And how do you notice coming? We'll talk about this also while talking about the different symptoms and signs in context to the compressions of the root. Which root is involved commonly? 1 point, and number 2, why? That is also important. We'll talk about this. But this is the picture you're supposed to have in your mind. Next. So IBDs consist of tissues. Yes, you will go in the body of the vertebra, cartilage is an end plate. So intervertebral, this is called a motion segment actually. So this part is a motion segment. One above, another top. So this is just like a functional unit of the spine. The spinal unit is spine and the liver is the hepatic unit. You have a nephron and a neuron unit. Then like a renal unit. Kidney, just like that you have a functional unit in the spine, which is comprising of the lower part of the vertebra and upper part of the inferior vertebra. That area is called motion segment, which is comprising of discs, also intervertebral disc, then the joints and that part, adjacent part. This is called motion segment. And all problems are mostly related to spine is at the level of the motion segment. Keeping aside other things, your tuberculosis or other thing, or infective pathology or traumatic etc. Otherwise, these NT problems are mostly seen around the motion segment. The motion segment you must have understand that this unit, functional unit of the spine is called motion segment. So here you will indicate, because this is also important, though we do not talk about muscle, but while degenerative changes are taking place in the discs, equally there are changes in the cartilage also. And as you know, these are the two components of the intervertebral disc. So hyaline cartilage between two adjacent vertebral bodies and disc proper. Next. And we have already discussed about the part, so you know there are various layers actually. They are crisscross. So they are crisscross like this. So many layers are there. More than 15 layers are there, which are responsible for holding the nucleus pulposus inside. That is your crisscross manner of your annulus fibrosus, which is binding the disc with the above and down below, and also crisscrossing manner. The fibers are crisscross. So one layer is like this, another layer like this, another layer like this. They are that way. They are keeping the disc inside, in nucleus pulposus inside. And this nucleus pulposus is the important thing you must know. That what changes are taking place basically because of the nucleus pulposus. And why it is important for us? Next. And we have already discussed about the your neuron nerve supply in the previous discussion. As you know, the sinovertebral nerve is very important, which is from pediatric part, which is the responsible for transmitting the pain and other things from the disc and around the disc. We have discussed about this because though it is adjacent to the cord, it is not the cord which is actually bearing transmitting your informations or from the disc or around the disc. This is basically sinovertebral nerve, which is going back from the ventral mind back and supplying the physiological ligament and all the joints and other. This is one of the important thing you should understand, that how it is transmitting the pain from your disc and around the disc. Next. So nuclear fibrosis. One of the important things you should understand that the disc is one of the structure in your body which starts early degenerations. Even it is seen at the age of 3 years also, there is some sort of degenerative changes taking place inside the disc in the early stage. Very important thing. And also significant changes are seen while age progresses. Even 20 years you will find there is a degenerative changes taking place in the disc. And these degenerative are actually basically chemical changes taking place inside the disc, which is hydrophilic, hydrated structures. One. And what is the function of this? So it is hydrated. Then it is a hydrophilic matrix, low collagen, high proteoglycans. Just while degeneration taking place, is reversing happen. And so that is chemical changes. What is going on is basically there is a reverses. Proteoglycan changes and the collagen, low collagen is coming down. Collagen will be low, collagen will be high, it will come down. And that will be compressive. What is the function of the nucleus pulposus? Actually, what is the important function? Cushion. It is cushioning, shock absorber. An important thing, the equidistribution of the weight around the body. What is the meaning of this? Equidistribution, what is the function? Why did we go for degeneration? Because it takes a lot of load. And one important thing that while you are doing jumping, doing walking, running, whatever it might be, all the body weight is being transmitted to the spine. But interestingly, it is not concentrating one part of the vertebra. Very important thing. And this disc is responsible for equidistribution of the weight around the body. So that is why the semi-solid structures, gellar, is responsible for distributions of the weight around the body. So that one part of the body is not taking excessive weight. Weight is not being concentrated here. Though it is true that the vertebral body is bearing almost 80% of the body weight, and appendixes are almost 20%. So body and anterior component is responsible for transmitting the body weight maximally. Next to the posterior part, all the posterior structures are bearing only 20-25%. But 70% or 80% are bearing by the body. And in the body also, while transmitting the body weight, it is not only concentrated in the one part of the body. And this disc is responsible for equidistribution of the weight, so that one part is not concentrated and doesn't go for undue stress. That is one of the most important. Moreover, it acts as shock absorber. Shock absorber, every time you are jumping, doing, running, parachuting, whatever it might be, ultimately there is the impact of the force in the spine. And it is not directly going to the bone. So this is the disc which is going to absorb the load or impact so that the bone is or other structures is being escaped from the impact. Next, that is the function. So we have discussed about the annulus fibrosus also, high collagen, low proteoglycan, lamina. Lamina you must understand. Lamina means layers. As I said, it's crisscrossing the manners. They are holding it, crisscross. So there are many layers are there. Thin anteriorly, laterally, and thinner posteriorly. That is one important one should understand. Posteriorly it is a bit thin. So don't you see the load is there in the disc. So why it is not taking place in prolapse anteriorly? Yes? This is one. Number two, anterior prolapse is also seen. So disc is surrounded by all. If the load is there on the nucleus pulposus, it can penetrate or it can go anywhere. Anteriorly, posteriorly, laterally. But why mostly it is posteriorly? This is one of the reasons behind. It is thin, that is why it is posteriorly, but it is supposed to go anteriorly also. Yes. In certain cases, you may get the disc is going anterior prolapse also, but lateral also. And characterized by the extensibility and tensile strength. It is very tensile strength because while you are doing movement, running, jumping, twisting, every time body is moving, even then this structure is not disrupted. Yes or no? Sometimes you also somersaulting. So many exercises, running, twisting, doing exercises. So every time you are doing it, there is a lot of your stress to the subcutaneous structure and also strain and also it is strongly adherent. It gives you a tensile strength also, so that you can move, but equally it also doesn't give away in normal activities. It is because of this tensile strength. So it gets mobility as well as stability. So you have the freedom of mobility and not at the cost of stability. It provides stability also. That is why these structures are very important. So next. So first thing, the distribution of the dose, as I said, is important. And one important thing also that equidistributions, as I told you, one. Number two is that disc is the first thing to go for degenerations in your body, 1 point. Number two, degeneration actually basically chemical changes are taking place. Hydrophobic holding of the water property is lost. That is one of the reasons behind why you will find in MRI that the disc appears black. Why so? Because the hydrophilic capacity of this disc is not prolapse. But if you see the MRI, you will find the disc is black. That means that some sort of changes are taking place. These changes are basically degeneration. And degeneration basically means that the chemical changes are taking place. Ingredient changes. So prolapse is not there. But even then there is changes there, which is picked up by the MRI as a black disc. But some certain, as I told you, that the proteoglycans and your collagens combinations is altered. So these are the microscopy one can see. Microscopy also a lot of things that there is organism also being seen. That is also various studies why it is happening. So there are various organisms being tested out there also. There are various causes why it is happening so. But even then, so now this is a sequence of events that degenerations. So how the distributions will load individual is normally, and how the cascade of events of degeneration take place. You must understand this. In the process of a degeneration, three things are happening mostly. One is your, degenerative one. Number one, instability followed by stability. So one is, what is instability, what is stability? Try to understand this point here also. Next one. Okay, fine. What is your cascades of events? Anybody who knows about the cascades of events of degenerations? There are three stages are there actually in the degeneration. Spinal. What are the three stages? We have discussed this thing.
One is the dysfunction of the disc. One is the spinal instability.
Then, you can make out here. See, this is normal one. There is a changes taking place, and if these changes are here, all these changes are there. This leads to a reduction of the height of the body. This. Okay. If it is happening so, what is happening to the other structures? So the joints is also relaxed, because this equal, see, while wholly things are in the same level, if one is collapsed, necessarily it will give the stress to the posterior part also. Yes? So initially disk changes are taking place, followed by if the reduction of the height leads to instability of the part. Why it become more lax? This height is reduced, that is why this structure is getting lax. Structure getting lax is lead to instability. Instability you find in the patient in this stage. There are cases, anytime the patient may come. Here the patient will have complaint of catching pain. Supposing while I am standing from sitting position, or turning from body, or from body, some lying position to standing position, that junctional point of time he will have catching pain. This is signs of instability. And this is the second stage. So there is a reduction of the air that leads to a laxity of the all the structure around. That is why, because of which there is instability. Now, what body is going to do? Body tries to do the stabilization. How? The stabilization is by forming of the osteophytes here around. These osteophytes are nothing but actually another mechanism of the body to provide stability. 1 point. Number 2, this joint is also going for degeneration. Laxity, so there will be hypertrophy of the capsules. This is actually synovial joint. This is a synovial joint. You have a capsule there. You have a synovial membrane there. So once it is lax, they will go for more hypertrophy. Number 2. Number 3 also, that there is all the ligamentum flavum also become hypertrophy. So that is why you will find in certain cases this instability lead to a hypertrophy of all the structures, mostly the capsules of the facet joint, hypertrophy of the ligamentum flavum, osteophyte formations. But all the extra things are growing. But you do not have any space to accommodate these extra things. So necessarily you have to push something somewhere. So you do not have a space in this area to accommodate the extra things which are growing now to address the stability. So instability leads to body's effort to provide stability by formation of osteophyte, hypertrophy of the capsules, hypertrophy of the ligamentum flavum, and all these structures are hypertrophy. All these structures are hypertrophy means all these structures are becoming big. Once it's big, so what is going to do? It is going to push something somewhere, because it doesn't have to accommodate, because you do not have any extra space inside your body to accommodate something. If tumor is happening in your body, it is necessarily push something. But it's never pull. Even while you are applying a plate also, basically you are displacing some structure, because you do not have anything to accommodate there. The body is a compact thing, yes or no? Something you are giving extra means you are displacing something. So displacing something will lead to your lot of your consequences. That leads to your wherever it gives compression. If it is compressed the roots, so root symptom will be there. If it is compressed in the core itself, your spinal canal stenosis will be there. So sometimes combination of both. So many things are happening. All because of the things are happening because of the degeneration. So this is called cascades of the events which are happening from the discs, and subsequently all these structures involve a stage of instability followed by body's effort to provide stability by formation of osteophytes, capsules, hypertrophy, ligamentum flavum hypertrophy. All these structures become hypertrophy. Once it is hypertrophy, it is narrowing something. If you narrow down, osteophyte is narrowing and causing compression of the root symptom will be there. If all these structures are happening, so whole canal will be narrowed down, constricted, so lead to your spinal canal stenosis symptoms predominantly, or there will be combination of the both. What may happen? So it depends upon which part is involved because of this. Next. So these things we have discussed. We have already talked about the cascades of event. Next. So what are the stages? If you talk about the disc problem, okay, we will talk. The degenerative changes are taking place in the disc initially, followed by giving away of the ligament, your annulus fibrosus, and that leads to a prolapse. So in the prolapse mechanism, there are certain stages are there. So one thing is stage 1. It is bulging. It is bulging out, but the annulus is still intact. Bulging, but annulus is still intact. One other is your protrusions, where it is protruding out. Protruding out, now the annulus fibrosus is teared. and this is this protrusion. Extrusion means is coming out. There is no continuation with this nucleus there. A sequestration is lying freely in the canal. It may go up, it may go down sometimes. It may be displaced upward, downwards. So this thing, as I told you, this is the area where there is most commonly problem is seen, and this is the area where commonly problems are seen. Because these are the more mobile segments, this is why the problems are more commonly seen. So these things we have discussed. Now, what is the consequence of this? Yes. So as you know that we have already decided posterior side. As you know, this thing you must have a very good concept. What is this? What is this, and what is the importance of this? So as you know, the cord is ending at the LD level of the L1 vertebra. Cord icona is there, and the roots are coming out. And as I said, is commonly L4, L5 vertebra, and L5 S1 is a common symbol. So you must understand that what is exiting root, what is traversing root. That is very important to understand. 1 point. Number 2 point is that which root supposed to get involved. And as I said, it is because of the mechanical problem. So mechanical problem will be there, and whichever is coming on the way, it will get compressed. So 2-3 things is that if it is L4 vertebra and it is L5 vertebra, it is intervertebral disc. So this root which is going out is the exiting root. And what is the name of the root? L4. And this is L5. This is your exiting root. Exiting root, this is traversing root. And this is your cord. And then you know this area is in loose area, so to say. In other words, annulus fibrosus is a bit lax or thin in the posterior side. And it is seen that if it is a ligamentum plema or posterior ligament here, posterior ligation here, this area, this margin area is the commonest site of protrusion of the vertebra. This is the so if this is a part is central, this is your central. If it is coming straight, this is far lateral. If it is happening too far, and this is your posterior lateral, and posterior lateral is the most common. And if it is happening here, so necessarily which root is coming to be involved? The exiting or the traversing? Traversing. So that is why. But in certain situations, somebody did this is collapsing here, so it may give some. So far lateral. So that is mostly seen with the help of your clinical finding and correlated and cross-sectional view of your MRI. That can tell you which where this is most of it. It is far lateral. Sometimes this may involve both the root, the exiting and the traversing. But commonly it is the traversing root. So that is why. So silent symptoms and all related to that root is very important. So one should must understand